immediate reaction is like, oh, what, you want the janitor to be the CEO? And it's like, no, you have to remove yourself from the pre-existing hierarchical authoritarian structure within corporations and try to reimagine a situation in which at least the janitor has a say rather than no say whatsoever. There is no one person top-down power structure. The video said that the owner steals from labor. Yes. Stealing your labor value in the form of profits. Okay? That doesn't mean the owner should make $0. And Richard Wolff does not believe that the owner should make $0. Richard Wolff is an advocate for anarcho-syndicalism, which means, and he's a big fucking Mondragon fanboy, which means he believes that every single person, every single worker in the corporation should have a say in what gets done with the profits. In some quarters, you can decide to spend additional money and additional profits on engaging in a marketing initiative. Maybe you can invest in automation. Maybe you could democratically vote to give the a chunk of the percentages, a chunk of the percentage of the profit to the CEO if you want. It's like the quota requirement in Germany for X amount of employees to be on the boards of companies after they reach a certain size, part of the reunification stuff. Yup. Exactly. No more company, back to the barter system? No. That's not, no one is advocating for anarcho-primitivist reorganization, or maybe some people are, but most people that say that are memeing. A CEO is easily replaceable. The workers can elect the person that can occupy that role. It's not fundamentally different from companies now. The only difference is the workers occupy the role of the stockholders that own the company. Yes. Except if you ever fucking told a neoliberal that, their brain would fucking explode out of the top of their dome, because there is a part of the neoliberal brain, neoliberal phrenology. There's a part of the neoliberal brain that literally believes that the CEO offers a unique value proposition that virtually no other human being can provide. And that, like, the reason why CEO pay is so high is because it's competitive, because there's a lot of demand for the best CEOs possible. And that if you were to try to explain to them that, like, yeah, no, the company should govern itself, and the CEO should not be elected by capital owners that have no interest and have no stakes outside of, like, their shares in the corporation, but instead by their true stakeholders in the form of workers, alongside, of course, those who have invested into the corporation itself. They're like, no, absolutely not. You're wrong. That would be the worst CEO possible. Hasanabi's a boomer and he believes in eugenics. Wow. Okay, that's a joke. I don't think that there is like a neoliberal skull. That was, I'm obviously joking. The value proposition of a CEO is that they enlarge profit margins to their maximum. That's not always bad. No, that's... CEOs gained 200%, 250% productivity in the last 10 years. That's why they should be paid more. Okay, brother. I can't wait for the new initiative to put cameras in the fucking bathroom inside of the toilet bowl, so the CEO knows if I'm jerking off at work, implying that, like, now the CEO's productivity has increased another tenfold. I don't know if that person is joking or not. Are you saying that anyone can be a CEO? You, of all people, know how brain dead most humans are? Yeah. And CEOs are a part of most humans. So no, there is no defining characteristic within a CEO that makes a CEO for some fucking weird reason more qualified to run a corporation than anyone else. CEOs are just as stupid as managers, and managers are just as stupid as the workers themselves. I realize that, but a lot of people for some fucking weird reason don't. And not only that, but also on top of that, how is that any different than saying you deserve to be king because God told me that you're a king? God damn, dude. Liberal capitalist dogma is so fucking ingrained in our civilization that like the lie of meritocracy is just so fucking deeply ingrained that you are no different than a peasant who says that of course the monarch is supposed to be the monarch. He's the son of God. Because some watery bint lobbed a scimitar at me, that's why I should be king. CEO worship is like econ monarchism. Yeah. The thing is, even now, CEOs and investors are diametrically opposed. Investors look for long-term wealth increase, while CEOs look for short-term profits, so they get a bigger bonus, which can be damaging. That is also true. How do you explain overpaid employees when owner is in loss and worker earns more income than they create for a capitalist? Is this reverse worker exploitation? What? Overpaid employees when the owner is in loss and worker earns more income than they create for a capitalist? Profit incentive weeds out bad business from good business. Socialism doesn't have that. What? Are you telling me that there's a business out there that's like operating at a loss currently, but even in that situation, the worker is getting paid more than they create? Like, what? I mean, I guess in that made up scenario, that would be unique. But like, just because a business is not profitable yet doesn't mean that the worker's not creating value. Like, are you guys trying to tell me that like those who own Uber, because Uber is not currently profitable, those who have ownership stakes in Uber don't make money or something? Like what? Or like the Uber CEOs don't make money right now? Is that what you're trying to say? Whereas like the Uber drivers are literally making millions or something? What are you saying? That's a corporation that is not profitable, right? Or not profitable yet. Well, wait, forgot. Uber doesn't have workers. Shouldn't the owner have utilities in the same ratio as the cost of investment compared to the workers for until at least the initial cost is recuperated and later then become a cooperative? That's one way of doing it, but the initial cost is never recuperated because the way you recuperate the initial cost is off of what you determine the value of someone's labor is. And if you determine someone's value of labor by what you decide their wages are, then it's never happening. We're talking about small business people like my parents who are living off their savings but still they're paying our employees above minimum wage. We're exploiting them regardless, but that's just an example. But that's a great example because your parents are still exploiting them with the hopes that eventually they can create more value as well. And right now, like your parents don't run a charity. That's what that is, okay? That example is a charity. It's not a business. Like an example in which the person is just giving back into the business more than they are taking out of it is not a business. It's a charity. And it has a different designation, a non-taxable status too. It's a 501c3. Value of a commodity is determined by the total quantity of labor contained in it. But part of that quantity of labor is realized in a value of which an equivalent has been paid in the form of wages. Part of it is realized in a value for which no equivalent has been paid. Should income and wealth be capped at a certain point? I personally think that a society that has a maximum wealth would be a better one. Legit. $999 million. You're asking the owner, inventor of a product to relinquish control of his or her product and have it become a democratic process on how profits get handled. Make no sense. Makes no sense. Why then would anyone invent or invest in anything? Here's a great example. The ecosystem of editors I have currently is a fantastic example of this. Okay? A fantastic example. Now, that is a mutually beneficial relationship. Why is that a mutually beneficial relationship? Because you have a bunch of people in this community that clip videos exactly like this from this stream itself. This is my labor. This is like the risk I've assumed, and that risk is the fact that I left my job to, be able to churn out 12 hours of fucking content, no matter how much you call it a sleeper or whatever. Now, the beautiful relationship that we have is that in a normal situation, people would gatekeep their product, and they would say, "Oh, I'm fucking copywriting this. You cannot touch it. I will only let you edit this if you pay me for it." Because ultimately, like, that's the capital. That is the wood that person is making a chair out of. His value is the labor that he puts in. The added value is the labor that he puts in the form of creating the daily dose of Hasanabi or Hasanabi highlights, Hasanabi clips, all these other YouTube channels that are out there. That requires additional labor. So what they end up doing is adding their own labor to generate value. That value that they generate for themselves. This is a mutually beneficial relationship for someone like me. I could be making more money off of those clip channels, or I could allow them to exist in the way that they do, and even change the outcome of the content that I create here sometimes by literally sending me videos to watch. Okay? And this way, there's a mutually beneficial relationship where their clip channels that grow, that make them money, end up giving me free marketing. Do you get it? Nothing wrong with what they're doing. I like watching them. I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong. You understand? Anecdote Andy? I mean, I'm giving you exactly how a mutually beneficial relationship can work. Labor is prior to and independent of capital. Capital is the only fruit of labor and could never exist if labor had not first existed. Labor is the superior of capital and deserves a much higher consideration. Abraham Lincoln. The Republican Party originally talked about abolition of slavery in the South and abolition of wage slavery in the North. So you're full of it. Okay, buddy would be dead without the financial incentive. Yeah, exactly. Well, your source of income isn't related to their pay. Honest question. I mean, I think I could still survive no matter what. But I do think that they probably give me, I mean, there's a benefit to their existence. That's what I'm trying to say. Have you considered that these clip channels could be getting cucked by YouTube's demonetization algorithm? They could be, but they can edit that out to make sure that they don't. But they wouldn't. You got leverage over them, a bit like someone who owns capital. I have leverage over my clips channels? Are you fucking stupid? They could literally stop making clips tomorrow if they wanted to. Like, how fucking brain dead was that take, dude? I'm not their fucking boss. They could literally just stop making clips tomorrow. You own the content? I do, but I'm giving it to them for fucking free. There is no winning with these motherfuckers, dude. I don't get the issue. Like, are you really losing that much money for it to be considered an issue? I never said it was an issue. I use it as a positive example. The fuck are you talking about? I'm literally using it as a positive collaborative example. What is going on, dude? Yo, people literally cannot fucking understand how any Any business operates without like you know, the traditional modes. Anyway. You like cereal? I do, but I don't eat any. Does the chat deserve a percentage of the profits? All of it. All the profits, baby. You were exploiting chat for content? Yeah, well, stop being content then. You can look at that. I ate $100,000 worth of golden ice cream. What the? You guys get a remarkable investment when you subscribe. You pay me 2 cents a fucking hour, literally. As chatters have done the math already. For how many hours I'm fucking live with a $5 a month subscription. And then you never shut the fuck up about it. Actually, there's a fuckload of people in here that don't even do that. And they still don't shut the fuck up. You're lucky as fuck you get that? I am. I am incredibly lucky. I am an incredibly lucky person. I'm an incredibly fortunate person. Not because of the amount of subscribers I have or the amount of viewers I have, but because I love my community. And I love what I do as a consequence of loving my community. But that's it. That's it. Do all cops think the same? No, I wanted to watch that actually. Let's go.
You know, if somebody pulls a gun out on me, which has happened, it's me. It's my family, not you. You've lost your ability to use that use of force ramp, and we're going straight to deadly force.
Policing has been a significant topic for ages, from Rodney King to defunding the police to Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. We are in a moment where we are examining how laws are enforced and when they are broken, how we are treated. These are topics and issues that we don't often get a chance to hear cops speak on themselves. When watching this video, please remember that these officers are speaking from their own personal beliefs and drawing from their own experiences. Seek out experts, do your own research, and have empathy.
Oh my God. Or did they do like a pro cop episode? I feel like.
My name is Evan, 5 years on here in Washington, D.C. Born and raised here in Washington, D.C. as well. 28.
What's up, everybody? My name is Phil. I'm in
Oh
Long
my
Beach,
God. Oh my God. Phil is. Now that's a fucking cop, dude. That's a police chief, brother. Make no mistake. That man will be up for promotion soon. You're looking real thumb-like, homie. Time to promote.
California. I've been a cop for 20 years and 44 years old.
Ben. I'm actually in Canada right now. Born and raised in Toronto. Been a police officer for 6 years with 2 different departments, and before that I was in the Canadian Army for 9 years.
I'm Marcellus. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I've been working with Detroit Police Department for 5 years. Currently 23.
I'm Zach. I'm from Montana. Born in San Francisco, California. I've been a
Wait, is that like the fucking donut operator guy or something? Bro, this dude looks more like a stripper portraying themselves as a cop than a fucking cop.
police officer for 4 years. I'm 28.
Hi, I'm Kendra. Been in law enforcement for 16 years. Just medically retired, and I'm not even going to say my age.
I feel threatened when I hear defund the police. Phil?
This is gonna be awesome.
Marcellus?
Disagree.
Evan?
Strongly disagree.
Oh my God, these motherfuckers are about to be like, yeah, nobody's defunding us. Have you seen our fucking unions, baby?
Kendra?
Somewhat disagree.
Ben?
Agree.
Zach?
Strongly agree.
Detroit Public Schools is horrible. Our housing is horrible. The mental facilities awful. It could be a lot better and the money can go elsewhere. If we can help our people before they get to the point where the police need to be involved, there won't need to be that much negative police interaction. I'm not saying all police interaction is negative.
Yes, defund the police. Because it's not about us. It's about...
Wait, what? Dude, what? Wait, what's going on, dude? What the fuck is this video? What? Yo, I've seen a lot of propaganda in my day. I talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine as the most successful propaganda out there, but nothing has slapped me in the face like this before. What the fuck? Yeah, look at the thumb reaction. He's like, "What? No, I'm not afraid because, you know, maybe he's gonna be nice to it, and then I'm fucking done." They found the 16% of cops who didn't vote for Trump. Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Really reallocating the funds into services and institutions. People need to be decent human beings. And it's really about making the world more equitable.
By the way, those 2 dudes who said that, with the exception of Thumb Guy, have been at the force the shortest period of time, I think.
For other communities, so they don't even need the police.
I don't know if I feel threatened by it. I just sort of feel like pissed off when I hear it. Yeah, because if you defund the police, there's no training. You're not gonna get the response times that you want. And it all started over,
Response times in black neighborhoods versus white neighborhoods is, I think, what, like 4 times longer? Yeah. If you didn't train us correctly, that'd be 10 times longer. Understand me?
Statistically, since 2015, we've had, since 2000 or up until now, there's been about 1,000 people a year officers have killed.
By the way, that's why the hair industry, like, hairstylist industry, is a multi-trillion-dollar industry because it takes 10 times longer to fucking train a hairstylist to get a goddamn barber's license than it does with a fucking cop. You know, the amount of money that they're spending on that is, of course, impossible to measure. Unheard of. A number, folks, no one's ever heard of. Biggest number, folks. Literally biggest number. I beg you pause 10 times is less? Man, shut the fuck up. You come here not to watch this shit on your own. You come here to fucking hear my takes on the video itself. And you hopefully learn a thing or two that's new. Yes. Getting a barber's like hair cutting license takes longer hours of training than it takes to become a cop.
And that's going off the statistics of 8 million to about 10 million interactions with people. I take it a little personal for someone that just takes such pride in not holding any bias on any race or anyone, treat everyone the same. Why does that have to come out of the police? Why did the police have to be defunded?
I don't know. Because of the inflated budgets of the police departments have not fucking actually decreased the crime. And we already know that the socioeconomic conditions are what create crime rather than a more aggressive policing stance with like bulletproof fucking trucks and shit.
I'm just because of the main media blowing up these interactions with people.
Well, I think a lot of times, you know, the default to any kind of sociological issue in America is always the police. It's always incarceration. You know, that's why, you know, we're starting to look at, you know, even you look at the school to prison pipeline, you know, you look at homelessness, you look at mental illness, you know, you look at all these certain things where it's just like, if we invest in these institutions more and that everyone who's involved in these institutions get the adequate services, they won't need the police. They won't need to be locked up.
I mean,
Holy
I think
shit,
the theory
what
is
the
great.
fuck, bro? Are these like... What is going on, dude? Is this like a fucking... What is happening, dude? There's something wrong with this video. It is actually legitimately, genuinely breaking my brain. I've never... What is he doing, dude? Are they doing good cop, bad cop? Are they doing good cop, anal cop, dude? Is this a CIA op? What the fuck?
Refunding it into like the school systems, and they get this great education and they come out, you know, excellent citizens. But that's just not the case with people. There's been people that grew up poor and in poverty that grew up to be doctors or professional athletes or businessmen, and there's been people that had great families, went to a...
Now that's a fucking cop. And that, I would even go so far as to say, is like a cop on the nicer side. But that level of thinking, like, that is great. Like, you see the fucking cogs spinning as he tries to, you know, finish a sentence. He's like, rich people become bad and poor people become good. Give me a gun! Like, that I'm used to. The other two dudes up top are shocking to me.
private school and wound up being a piece of shit. I mean, you just can't predict what people are going to do. You're always going to need police. There's always going to be that chaos and craziness that is just an evil that's just kind of bred into the world.
There has to be someone to tell you, you can't do that. And if you do that, there's consequences.
Fine. That's not a disagreement. But that's not what Zach is saying. Yeah. There has to be something that is maintaining presence. Maintaining the presence of law and order. Zach is from Detroit, though. It's a Fallout LARP zone. Zach is a cop in Montana. Yeah, that's probably why. Like,
but I don't think really peace comes from controlling people and telling them, no, you can't do this. No, you can't go.
by the way, I don't think their views are so based because they're black. I think them being black probably facilitates in them having this point of view. But I think it's literally because they haven't been brainwashed yet. They're like Marcellus has been in the force for 5 years, I think, and Evan said like 3 or something. We haven't heard from Kendra yet, but I'm willing to bet that a retired police officer, a retired black police officer, is going to have a remarkably different approach to this conversation than dudes who have just been on the force for a little bit. And especially like on the force in a largely black community, they're probably like, they strike me as the type of people that join the police force to do good, like who genuinely, legitimately think that they're going to do good. So that I think is a bigger factor because there's fucking horrible black cops out there, like horrible. Also, Marcel is a cop in a city he's from, and Zach is a cop in Montana. That's true. Hey, Cab, except Evan.
Go there. No, you can't act this way. No, you can't be this way. I don't think the world needs the police to tell them how to behave. People know how to behave.
Do they?
I mean, I agree. I agree more with Marcellus than I do with Evan. Evan's a bit of a fucking anarchist, dude. What the fuck? He's like anarchist cop, dude. What the fuck? No, you definitely need like... You definitely need something that's out there to, again, maintain a presence of order. The difference is, like, untrained, random fucking power-tripping dipshits who are, like, looking to relive their glory days in high school. Giving them that power is basically, like, I don't know, having a horse dog sit your fucking dog for the weekend.
Of course, people aren't perfect, and people break laws, of course, But it's just like, why is it the police that has to come and step forward? Why can't it be the community? Why can't it be...
Is that John Mulaney? It's someone's fucking joke, but not on this analogy though.
Of course, but of course people aren't perfect.
Simile.
Of course people aren't perfect, and people break laws, of course, But it's just like, why is it the police that has to come and step forward? Why can't it...
Bro, what is this guy saying, dude? What the fuck? Oh, this dude is literally an anarchist, dude. He sounds like a crusty anarchist, dude. What the fuck?
Be the community. Why can't it be that whole saying of the village raises the child,
Policing without police, I'm all down for it. The problem is we are so disbanded from each other. I live in a really large city here in Southern California, and I'll tell you, my neighbors, they're great, but neighbor a block away, don't even know his name. So how do we have that neighbor a block away be the police of my family, which my values are different, your values are different. It's just, you need that level of law enforcement to have that sanctity of law and order. I love the idea, Evan. It's just not reality anymore. We're too big. We're too big of a world.
What? Yo, that's terrifying. Like, that approach is literally terrifying, dude. Also, like, I don't know where he polices. He said he's from, like, where is he, like, Long Island or something? What was he talking about? Or Long Beach? Maybe he's in California. Regardless, the issue is, oh, he's in LA. Oh, dude, he's LAPD, but he's fucking Long Beach. Okay, there you go. There you go, brother. You just described like a significant problem in modern policing in the United States. You live in a community that is separated. You don't know who your fucking neighbor is, but you literally live in a community that is miles and miles away from where you fucking police. Chicago PD is a great example of this, where the overwhelming majority of the police force, especially in urban areas, are from from enclaves that are near the community that they police, but not actually a part of that fucking community. That's a huge problem. That's why you have these like deep red fucking enclaves that are right in the neighborhood of, or right at the edge of like where those cops end up doing policing.
I have the right to use my gun if I feel I am
I don't know
in
where
danger.
he's from though. I don't know where he polices. They didn't say. But that is a problem in Chicago. It's a problem in Portland. It's a problem in fucking Minneapolis. Like, it's a problem everywhere where there is police brutality. One of the first things you can immediately look to is, where are these people from?
Phil?
I agree, kind of.
Marcellus?
This is also true. Oh, shit. Sorry. This is important as well. So, what ends up happening is the members of that community inside of Chicago literally pool their funds together in the form of taxes. Those taxes end up paying the salaries of police officers who then take that money and bring it to those other fucking communities that they don't even live inside of. So it's basically like black people fucking paying for white enclaves to exist and to grow and to become like higher value locations overall with better education. One of my good friends, the LA sheriff, he was raised in upper class suburbs, works in South Central LA because he gets cred with his peers for working in a more dangerous area. It's like a gang. Do you think there's a difference in opinion between police that polices in cities versus police in rural locations like Montana? Yes, I think I have no evidence for this, but I think that rural police departments that don't have a lot of like interaction with black people and shit are way more fucking reactionary. Actually, that's not even true. But they are insanely reactionary for how like unintimidating their job is. Okay? The shit that triggers me is like cops in fucking Wyoming are not constantly at threat, okay? There's a reason why policing is not even in the top 10 most dangerous professions in this country. Okay? Like, there's hella people who rarely ever see fucking serious crimes happening. Okay? But they're constantly under the impression that they're literally always under attack. Like, they're always under attack. Cops are always constantly under attack. All the time. By who? By where? By what? But then also, on the other side, you have cops that, live in those enclaves that I mentioned that go and actually police high crime neighborhoods, and they're not from those neighborhoods. And then those guys are reactionary as fuck too because they do not understand the community that they police. They're not from that community. They develop a negative opinion of that community while they're policing it.
I agree.
Evan?
Strongly disagree.
Kendra?
Agree.
Ben?
Agree.
Zach?
Agree.
You know, if somebody pulls a gun out on me, which has
Okay, that dude is crazy. That Evan dude is like
happened,
wild, dude.
it's me. It's my family, not you. You've lost your ability to use that use of force ramp, and we're going straight to deadly force, and there's no excuse for it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think anybody's really debating whether you should meet a gun with a gun or a knife with a gun. But how many times have we heard the defense that I was in fear for my life? And that's a very, very subjective statement. And we've seen people use their guns whenever they were in fear for their lives where no weapon was being used. So let's look at it like...
Okay, this dude's getting fired, bro. There's no fucking way this dude is still... No, there's no way. I will not believe that this dude's a cop. Like, there's no fucking way. You can't... If police officers all had this fucking mentality, there would be no issue with police brutality. Okay? There's no way he's a cop. Like, I refuse to believe that he is actually a police officer. He's either at the precipice of quitting or at the precipice of getting fired, or there's going to be an accidental discharge near him in upcoming in a couple years or in a couple weeks. Like, there's no fucking way, dude. What is he saying?
like that sometimes, you know?
Yeah, it's a very broad question, and there's so many scenarios you could do, like with that. Like with you're saying, like, I was in fear of my safety, I'm thinking more like a guy that's kind of not listening to orders and fumbling around in his car, and he has maybe like a minor warrant, and the guy just shoots him. Run back to your car or something, like disengage. But yeah, I see where you're coming from in that sense.
Using your firearm doesn't necessarily mean.
Bro, the fucking 16-year vet who retired hasn't said a fucking thing.
Firing it. Well, I was chasing a guy with a gun, very visibly in his hand, chasing him around this building, and I finally see him throw the gun over his shoulder and drop it. And on my body camera, you can hear me say, "Thank God." And I reholster, and I would go back to my taser as I'm chasing him. Sometimes it just comes down to I may need it.
Do you feel like you guys could do your jobs without a gun?
I ain't going to certain calls without a gun.
It's misogyny? Dude, you're fucking psycho, dude. They're cops, okay? Being a cop transcends, like, womanhood, being black, being white. Like, shut up.
No.
Give me a hose, I'll be a fireman, but I ain't going to be a cop.
Yeah, if I'm a cop, I'm gonna need some iron. That's just what it is, because we get called to everything.
Of course not. I need my gun for this job. I wouldn't do it without it because everyone has guns.
In Canada, we have what we call special constables, and special constables are essentially sworn peace officers, but they're unarmed, and they do everything from.
Shut up, bitch. You're Canadian. Like, your opinion in this matter is irrelevant. Do you even have a gun? Did he just say he has a gun? I bet he's not even allowed to have a gun. Sorry, Canadians. Your police force might be violent, but it's laughable in comparison to what the American police force does. Okay? Dude, we have fucking meter maids that are heavily, like, they're kitted out in, like, AR-15s and shit in America in comparison to, like, Canadian leaf cops, dude. What's he gonna do? Squirt me with a water gun? Oh, hello. Sir, I saw you jaywalking and I just wanted to say, don't you know, please don't do that again. You will put your life in harm's way, don't you know? Don't make me pull out my syrup gun.
Essentially sworn peace officers, but they're unarmed, and they do everything from court security to police.
Bro, literally unarmed. Like he just said, which by the way, they should be. Like most cops should be unarmed. There is no reason for someone who is stopping you for having a broken taillight to literally have an arsenal in their vehicle. Okay? Straight the fuck up. The overwhelming majority of police interactions could very easily be fucking handled with 0 weapons being drawn, and that could be handled by people who don't have weapons on them at all.
Some of our community housing here in Toronto, but they wind up calling us who are armed because they can't deal with those certain situations as Phil or Marcellus was talking about.
I have broken the law. Phil.
Again, I want to know what a fucking regular kit of a Toronto cop looks like. What would you... It's not as bad as the US, but it's still bad. One of my friends wrote a master's thesis on police brutality in Toronto. I have broken the law? Oh my God.
Phil.
Agree.
Marcellus.
Agree.
Evan.
Strongly agree.
Kendra.
Agree.
Ben.
Agree.
Zach.
Agree.
The fuck?
Shoot, me and my boys at the high school, we used to go jump on a moving train. I remember one time we got caught by the railroad police, and they the feds. And I'm like, ooh. So I thought we was all about to get arrested. He just gave a little stern talking too.
Yeah, I was 18 and me and my buddies were out. Thought it'd be fun to smash some mailboxes, so we did and got caught.
When I was 19 years old, I was arrested for possession of marijuana, just wrong time, wrong place, in an area that I should have been in. I broke the law, so I got arrested for it. Definitely what has given me my empathy towards individuals that we do arrest. I know how being...
You're straight up stupid if you think only American cops are bad. Brain dead moment. No, I don't think. ACAP doesn't imply American cops are bastards. Brother, I know. But American police is uniquely bad. And anyone who tries to tell me that the American police force is not uniquely bad is fucking delusional, okay? Especially in comparison to, again, comparable OECD nations. There's no comparison. Like, I'm not talking about fucking Philippines and like Duterte's hit squads or some shit. But like, okay, Brazilian cops, sure. Brazilian cops too. Yeah. Fair. Turkish cops? No. Dude, no way, dude. American cops are fucking way worse than Turkish cops. You're fucking delusional if you think American cops are not worse than Turkish cops. In Turkey, you can kick a cop, brother. Like, you can literally... Listen, you want to know how... You want to know what police brutality looks like in countries and, like, whether it's devastating or not? If you can fight a cop unarmed and have that cop fight back unarmed, then that's a country where police brutality is nowhere near as bad as in the United States of America. You cannot fucking do that in America. You're dead. Literally dead. On the spot. They will fucking laser you. Because in other places, in other countries, police have this sanctity of life that they think, like, they operate on this point of view where they believe that the person that they're dealing with is a human being. In America, I feel like that just gets beaten out of you when you join the police force. You perceive every interaction that you have as an American police force as though you are an occupying force, and the interaction that you're having with the person you're talking to is an enemy combatant who could at any given moment take your life away. And that's why you always have to react with disproportionate use of force. In Western countries, Azan, dude, you guys are delusional if you think that it's like the same in like any other Western country. I say, sure, Brazil is a good example. Okay, Brazil has a notoriously horrible fucking cops and shit. But American cops, in comparison to comparable OECD nations, are just so much worse. So much fucking worse. Maybe wrong, but aren't French cops like super bad? Nothing. It's not comparable to American cops, man. Guys, the American police force has killed more than 9,000 people since 9/11. And that number I've been using since 2017, so I don't even know how many fucking people it's been now. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Brits and Canucks always make fun of Americans for having police brutality. It's like a school shooting problem, but they can't take it when we also bring it up. Yeah, it's a weird thing to just... I mean, it's a weird thing to, like, be proud of, I guess. It's not. Mexican cops killed and tortured a man for not wearing a mask and being gay last year. Okay. Sure. Bad. Fair. I'm not saying cops are good in other countries. I never said that. I'm specifically stating that American cops are uniquely bad in comparison to nations that have similar levels of wealth. That's why I use the comparable OECD nations.
Being arrested and how that charge sticks with you for your whole entire life. Instead of taking most people 5 months to, get on the force, it took me almost 1.5 years. So I had to appeal this, appeal that, and it just takes a long time to prove that you aren't a bad individual just because you were arrested.
I have feared for my life on the job. Phil?
Strongly agree.
Marcellus?
Agree.
Evan?
Agree.
Kendra?
Strongly agree.
Ben?
Strongly agree.
Zach?
Strongly agree.
Without disclosing where I work, this happened last year in the summertime. Big case here in Canada, actually in the United States, actually worldwide. We get the call, our guns are out, and there's no answer at the door.
In France, police are regularly armed. However, there's no official record of how frequently firearms are used, but an independent group tracked the number of deaths and injuries by the police published in the media since 2005. In 2014 or in 2012, the number of deaths in the hands of police by cops was 14. Let's see what that was in America. 14 people died in 2014 or 2012. We only have justifiable homicides, not overall number of deaths, by the way, in the United States. 2005 to 2012 was 14. No, in 2012 it was 14. In America, it's around 1,000 a year. Give or take. Evet. Sıcak. Çok güzel olmuş. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. People be like, America has 5 times the population. Okay, then why 500 times the murder? Like how is that a fucking counter, dude? U.S. police kill civilians at much higher rate than police in other wealthy countries. Here is the per capita argument. Number of people killed by law enforcement per 10 million population in most recent year with available data is Canada 9.8. Okay. That's why a lot of Canucks were trying to say, we kill a lot too, You're being dishonest? What part of this is dishonest, man? What do you want me to fucking say? Like, do you want me to just lie? This is tracking civilian murders in the hands of the police per capita. Just look at the fucking screen. Okay, per capita murders, when you look at per capita murders of police or civilian murders, Brazil is one of the highest. Venezuela, El Salvador, Syria, Philippines, Nicaragua, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Brazil, Bahamas, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Afghanistan, Guyana, Dominican Republic, South Africa, Central African Republic, Lesotho, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Democratic Republic of Congo, Nigeria, Iraq, Kenya, Honduras, Iran, Uruguay, and then literally the country in between these fucking countries in Angola is the United motherfucking States of America, dude.